and welcome back to Armchair Armory. Apologies for the delay in this video coming out. Time got the better of me, and to be fair, I think I needed a couple of hours rest after yesterday's game. Yeah, it was a mad game. It was basically, I think Paul Merson after the game described it as Arsenal season in 90 minutes. I mean, we couldn't have started any worse, really. We were 3-0 down within the first 20 minutes, something like that. And by that point, I think I put out a tweet saying, well, this is basically going to be what I simulated on FIFA, which was 6-0. Because it didn't look like we turned up at all. It was a frankly disgusting performance for that first 20 minutes. To be fair, though, their first goal was... there's not very much anyone could really do about it. It was a well-taken shot by Lingard. Leno couldn't do very much about it. Their second and third goal, however, there were things that just went wrong. So West Ham took a free kick quickly. Jesse Lingard put it into Gerard Bowen. Gerard Bowen shoots at the Leno's near post, and Leno just kind of like fumbles it, and it's 2-0. And at that point, you're kind of thinking, why weren't you guys awake? Why don't turn your back? Like, anything could happen. Their third goal was mainly down to Kieran Tierney. He didn't have a great game yesterday. Not awful, but not, I think he's just knackered. It came from when he was chasing the ball with Bowen. Bowen ricocheted the ball off of Tierney, came back out to their left back or their right back. He crossed it in. Mikel Antonio got the better of David Luiz, headed the ball down. The ball came off of Thomas Souček, 3-0. And at this point, you're thinking, as I said earlier, this is going to be a drumming. This is going to be like Chelsea on Wenger's 1000th game. Yeah, it's crazy. And then we had a bit of respite. As soon as we went 3-0 down, literally like probably 2 or 3 minutes after we went 3-0 down, it seemed like we woke up. And from that moment onwards, I'll go into the second half in a bit more detail in a minute, but it felt like from that moment onwards, we dominated the game completely. It felt like, apart from one chance that West Ham had in the second half, which I'll go into, it looked like we were on course to win the game. So we then pull one back just before half time. Lacazette takes a good touch, takes a shot, and it comes off of one of their defenders. So it's an own goal. I didn't actually know that until after the game. I thought Lacazette scored that goal. So 3-1. And Mikel Arteta must have given them a grilling at half time, because the way we came out was like, it's probably the best since the Wolves game. Probably the best half of football that I've seen us play. Like, we definitely deserved to win at that point. Then we came out, and I think within the first 2 minutes of the second half starting, Lacazette was through on goal, went to chip the keeper, and it was cleared off the line. So we could have actually been 3-2 up actually, Saka had a chance as well where I think he was through on goal and he took the shot too early. But we could have been 3-2 up before half time and shortly after the second half started. Then we eventually did get that second goal. Ball into Callum Chambers, who was playing at right back today, which surprised me at first, but I'm glad he did play. He came into him, put in a beautiful cross, and I just think out of sheer panic, Dawson, their centre-back, just hoofed it, and it unfortunately, fortunately for us and unfortunately for them, went in, and we were. It was now 3-2 to West Ham. As I said, after that, we just peppered them, just kept them in their half pretty much for the whole game. Pepe came on. There was a couple of substitutions that were a little bit weird, I felt. For example, I think Emil Smith Rowe came on for Granit, or Granit Xhaka came off for, I think it was for Emil Smith Rowe, which I thought was a bit weird. And yeah, so Pepe came on, looked quite bright to be fair, came in, looked quite good. Then there was a point where he got on the edge of the byline, he crossed the ball in, and Lacazette got above, and brilliant header and an equaliser. So we've gone from 3-0 down, pulled it back to 3-3. Reminded me very much of the Bournemouth game at the Vitality Stadium in Wenger's penultimate season, where we shouldn't have really been in that position in the first place, but it was just a lapse in concentration. And this is one thing that needs to be ironed out in games going forward and for next season, because otherwise, like I keep saying, Arteta won't last very long if stuff like that continues. But you know, I mean, before, in fact, and that's the thing, before our equaliser, I think West Ham had one chance to potentially nick it, where they had Mikel Antonio hit the post, but luckily it was going across the goal so fast, that he couldn't direct his shot properly. So we were lucky there. But the one thing I will say is that I went from really pissed off to proud of the fact that the team actually, like, you know, dug in and got out there with a draw. And in a way, I'm disappointed, because I think, you know, at the same time we deserve to win it. But still, I'm still happy with the second half performance in particular. And then now we go into into the international break, with Liverpool on the horizon after that, and let's see what happens. But yeah, it was a mad game. I think so much so, I mean, I was so tense that I was shaking afterwards, which doesn't happen very often. Only seems to happen when we're playing crunch games in the Europa League and playing Tottenham or Man United or Chelsea. Normally is when I feel like that. It was a crazy roller coaster of emotions, and I am very glad that we didn't lose the game. And it clearly shows that they're playing for the manager. It clearly shows that they must believe in Arteta. They must believe in what he's trying to do. So that can only bode well. But yeah, it's definitely something we need in terms of the silly kind of like not waking up and not being aware thing. We really do need to sort that out. I think if we do sort that out and Arteta finds a way to just make everything gel, I don't see why we can't challenge for the top 4 next season. But we'll see. Anyway, player ratings. So Leno, I'm going to give a 5. I thought he could have done better for the second goal, and he was very shaky today. So I'm just going to give him a 5. Didn't do anything after that, but like, yeah, he just looked very shaky today. I think he was aware, just as much as the rest of the team, that they could have easily conceded more than 3 today. Tierney, I'm going to give a 5. I think this was probably his worst performance for a while. I don't know whether that's tiredness or whether he was, just not with it today. Chambers played really well. I was quite shocked to see him, to be honest, because I expected Bellerin to come back in. But yeah, he played really well. And I'm hoping Hector Bellerin is looking at him thinking, I got to play better if I'm going to stay in this team. So he played really well, put in some brilliant crosses on that right-hand side. Murray, I'm going to give a 7. I've seen a few people saying that he didn't play well. I thought he was okay. He was a bit shaky in that period where we conceded those 3 goals. But like, other than that, I think he did all right. David Luiz was probably the better of the 2, but I'd still give him a 7 just because, there wasn't, to me anyway, there wasn't anything exceptional that I thought. I mean, there was one tackle that he put in on Mikel Antonio, which I liked. But yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. Saka, I'm going to give a 5. I think he's been off the pace recently. And I think, it's what a lot of Arsenal fans have been saying, that putting, the burden on a 19-year-old boy, thinking that like, oh yeah, this is the kid, this is the guy that's going to take us forward. It might just be getting to him at the moment. And like I say, the past 2 or 3 games, he's not been playing that well. I mean, he did have that chance, that one-on-one, which he took the shot too early. But 5 for Saka. Odegaard, I'm going to give a 9. Odegaard was brilliant. It just goes to show what we've been missing all season without this creative midfielder. I've already seen people online saying that we should sign him up. I would urge Arsenal fans not to get excited. I have a feeling that we probably won't keep him, and we're going to have to go through the rigmarole of having to find someone as good, if not better than him. But we'll see, Apparently the plans are all in place for the summer transfer, so maybe Odegaard's part of that. I don't know. But 9 for him. Aubameyang, I think I'm going to give him a 5. He was kind of anonymous today. I don't know why that is. I agree with some of the things that people said on AFTV that I think he might need a break. Partey, I'm going to give a 7. I thought he was okay. He was the better of the two central midfielders, I'd say. The only thing is, and I mentioned this on Twitter, that sometimes he misjudges his short passes. So he kind of does this press when the ball's in motion. He'll try and press the ball, do a mid-air short pass to the next player, and he seems to misjudge it, and that's probably down to fitness. So he can only get better, and hope we won't see the best of Partey until next season, I don't think. But yeah, 7 for him today. Xhaka, I'm going to give a 6. A lot of sideways, backwards today. He wasn't awful, but yeah, he wasn't great either. He was just above average. Laka, I'm going to give a 9. Every time he's in the team, he always puts in 100%. The grittiness is always there. His hold-up play is brilliant. That's one thing I really liked about Lacazette ever since we signed for him. The ball never seems to leave his feet. And obviously, he's scored 2 crucial goals to get us back into the game. So, yeah, 9 for Laka. Emile Smith-Rowe, standard 5, didn't really do too much. Pepe, I'm going to give a 6. He didn't do too much other than the cross. And the cross he put in for Laka's header was brilliant. Martinelli, I'm going to give a 5. And the manager, I'm going to give a 7. I think the system that he put out was fine. It was said at the end that the players didn't really respond to the team talk that he'd given before the game. So there's not really much he could have done. And the fact that he said something to them to make them come out and claw it back to 3-3 means that he's doing something right. So, yeah, 7 for Arteta. I guess that's it. I will speak to you guys again after the international break, previewing the Liverpool game. Hopefully, and they've had a couple of decent results recently, but hopefully their bad form is still a thing, and we play a lot better than we did against West Ham. Yeah, and then we've got our first quarter-final against Slavia Prague after that. Oh, God. The life of an Arsenal fan. Anyway. Until then, enjoy the international football. I might put something out of that. I might do something with Pro Evolution Soccer 2021 or something. I might put out just a gameplay of whoever England are playing. But yeah, until then, take care, stay safe. This is Deepai signing out.